Hey, what's up guys and welcome back to Anime King, and today I'm going to be giving you part 32 of What If Naruto Had Multiple People Sealed Inside of Him. Remember to get this one to 100 like as usual, share this to all of your friends on your social media platform, and also stay in tune. I'm going to be giving you something new after this for you guys to enjoy. And also over on Anime King 2, I post a new episode of What If Naruto's a Vampire. Yeah guys, so go ahead and check out that and enjoy, and later on I'm going to be giving you a brand new episode of What If Naruto Had the Unknown Sharingan. So stay in tune for that, and I hope you guys enjoy each and every episode. And remember, if you're new and this is the first time you hear my voice and you enjoy the videos of both Anime King and Anime King 2, go ahead and click that red subscribe button and become a part of the Anime King family. And thank you for all of your help and your support guys. And yeah, without further ado, let's begin this new episode. Start up the intro.
I think the girls with their nails done now. Girls with their nails done. I think the girls with their
So, to start this episode with a recap, Naruto faced off against Yagura as he had the others put up a barrier, as Naruto could kill Yagura at any time, but he wanted to extract the tail beast from him. As Naruto subdued Yagura as he went into his mind, Naruto was shocked to what he saw. Instead of the three tails being there, it was a girl. We then had a time skip, as the group captured Yagura and had his body in a safe place, as everyone was worrying. And the girl that was in Yagura's mindscape was a girl that Negi wrong a long time ago. She was on the light maker's side, so they went to talk to her, as her name was Sixtum, as she told them that she was against whatever the light maker was planning, seeing that he was trying to destroy the place. And when the 10th tail was formed and they were doing that sealing thing, she got sealed in it as well, as Naruto then freed her, as she made him promise to give Yagura a proper burial, as she felt bad for him, as she remembered that short guy with the mask put her to sleep, and that's all that she remembered, as Naruto told her that was Madara, as he told her a few things, as her soul was fighting with the Sandbai all this time, but she destroyed the Sandbai and took over. So with that, they headed back with Sixtum after giving Yagura a proper burial. When Sixtum arrived, she wanted to kill Negi for what he did to her in the past, but Naruto calmed them down, as Naruto and Sixtum create a bijuu. We then had a time skip, as Naruto and the others, they had been working on Sage Mode, as they perfected the Sage Mode. It took some time, but they did it, as Naruto told everyone that he's going back in time, saying that a couple of the girls that were sealed inside the Kyuubi went missing before Naruto even became the Kyuubi host, and also he was going to do some things that are going to take too long in this time period for it to be finished, so he's going to start them in the past, so once he's done, they should be finished. So Naruto headed back to the past after saying goodbye, as he quickly found the 9 tails. She was sleeping peacefully, as he took out his bijuu card and went through a sign, as he then put it in her head, as he was now in her mindscape, as he saw the other girls that were talking to each other. They were free from the crystal already, as Naruto then captured all of them with chains, as he wrapped them up. One of them was named Yuna Akashi, the nether one was named Akio Aisume, the other one was named Maki Sasaki, and the next one was Akira Okoshi, and the other one was Luna, but she also go by the name Shiori, as Naruto introduced himself to them and tell them that he's Naruto Uzumaki, the leader of the Fuhen clan, and also future host of the Kyuubi, as they were shocked. So yeah guys, that was basically the last part we left off. You guys can switch across the place and check it out for yourself, so let's start this new episode. You're kidding, right? Said Akira after Naruto explained who he was. No, I'm quite serious, Naruto said. He then materialized an artifact that was Chao's. It was called a Cassipe. Do you know what this is? Naruto asked. Wait, that's Chao's. How did you get that? Akio said in shock. Well, Chou made a lot of them in my time period, Naruto said. But how? Luna asked. Look, we really don't have time for this right now, so please listen, Naruto said. In a few hours, Madara Uchiha will infiltrate Konoha and steal the yokai orb seal in my mother, the same orb that is used to summon the Kyuubi. He will summon her just outside Konoha and uses Mangekyou to hypnotize her and then attack the village. What? All 5 girls said in shock. So you came to prevent the attack and change the future? Luna asked. No, it's impossible. Even if I prevent the attack, it won't change the future I come from, Naruto said. What do you mean? Asked Akira. When Chao tried to change the future back then, why do you think she'd come back and stay at your time? Because her future did not change. Her friends, everyone was still dead, even though she tried and get Negi to change the past. It still didn't change her future, it just created an alternate timeline. So that is why she stayed in your timeline, said Naruto. But Chao never told us that, Ikkyo said. No, she didn't. Some things are just too painful to share. Anyway, to stop a rampage in Kyuubi, the 4th Hokage Minato will use 2 jutsu. First, he will use the forbidden Shikifugen jutsu to rip about half of the 9-tailed yokai away. Secondly, he will use the Hakano Fushi to seal her in me. I see, but what are we here for? Luna asks. After the sealing, those sharing a body with her will be encased in a crystal wall in my mindscape right in front of the ceiling. But you guys are not there, he said. What? Said Luna. You 5 are not with Negi and the other girls. That means you guys were separated from them before sealing. Wait! Hold on, said Aikyo in horror. You mean the Shinigami took us away with the Kyuubi yokai? I don't know that, that's why I'm here. I'm going to remove you from the Kyuubi to make sure that Shinigami does not take your souls. And I will take you to the future with me, Naruto said. Can you do that? Luna asked in shock. The Kyuubi tried everything and... I can. I will simply summon you in my own mindscape. However, I will need a patio for that. As he then created a patio circle right in front of him. Wait, hold on. This is too sudden, said Aikyo as she blushed. Come on, it's just a kiss. If everyone else can do it, then the 5 of you can do it, said Naruto. Everyone? Akira began. Else? Luna finished. Yeah, said Naruto as he took out a stack of patio cards, as the girls were shocked as they looked at them. Wait, this is Negi patio card. Does this mean you kissed him? Aikyo asked. No, said Naruto. We use the blood pack version, he said. Now come on, or do you guys want to be eaten by the Shinigami? One by one, he made contract with them, but Yuna and Akira were freaked out when he marked them with a bite, as he told them to just ask Eva about it in the future. They were also told to not be seen by their friends until the Kyuubi attacked Konoha, as Naruto then left the mindscape. As soon as he was out, he ran away and teleported to Konoha and waited for the disaster to occur. Soon after, the Kyuubi appeared as Madara hypnotized her. As Naruto watched as the Kyuubi charged her humongous bijuu bomb and sent it towards the village, as the 4th Hokage used his technique and sent it away. And he then summoned Gamabunta and jumped into action, as Naruto decided this was time for him to move. He emerged from a shadow a distance away, as he saw the Kyuubi, as chains were all around her, as he saw the Shinigami hand pass through her. He then used his new patio cards to bridge a connection between her mindscape and found himself in front of the girls. Naruto-san, what is going on? Aikyo asked in confusion by his sudden appearance. Get down, Naruto said, as his eyes flashed his yokai eternal Mangekyou Sharingan. Susanoo, he said. Moments later, the skeleton appeared around him as it grew muscles and skin, and 2 swords appeared in his hands. As one of the swords glowed blue, as the sky then tear open and a gigantic arm, a demonic arm, was coming down. It had black markings around it and beads in his hand. I don't think so, Shinigami, Naruto said, as Naruto swiped the Tenseiga blade towards the arm, deflecting the hand away from them. As the Shinigami hand reached onto the mindscape floor, it then grabbed some yokai and pulled it away with it. Naruto took that as a signal to leave, and then he was now in his mindscape, as he pulled out the 5 patio cards and called the girl's name as they glow. The girls then appear in front of him. Huh? As Luna looked around, "Where are we?" she said. "Welcome to my humble mindscape," Naruto told them. "Feel free to look around. I'll be back in a few minutes," he said, as he then vanished. Outside of his mindscape, Naruto opened his eyes to see the Kyuubi being sealed in him, also a portion of the Shinigami arm. As he saw everything was still in contact, as he then teleported to the cave that he was, as he then entered back his mindscape. "Come on," said Naruto. "Let's get you girls settled in." "Settled in?" said Luna. "Yes, you will be staying in the castle that Eva created." "Eva is here?" asked Maki. "Not anymore. You five are the only ones in here at the moment, besides me, of course," said Naruto as he chuckled. "What happened to the others?" Akira asked. "Well, first you should know that using a modified bijuu, I gained several skills and traits from the others. One of them was Negi's ability to create things from energy. Using that, through a ritual of my own design, I managed to give them all physical body, even the Kyuubi," Naruto said. "So you're going to give us bodies as well?" Luna asked hopefully. "Of course, as soon as I return to my time period. If I was to give you bodies now and take you with me, it would cause a hell lot more power and it would be quite dangerous. It's better to wait until then." "Okay, I understand. Time is not something to be taken lightly," Luna said. "Well, I only have a few things to deal with while in this time period. After that, we're out of here," Naruto said. "So, what are you going to do?" Yuna asked. "Well, first of all, I'm heading for Uzu. I am going to plant a seed in a matter of speaking," Naruto said. "I see," said Luna, blushing along with the other girls. "Who is she?" "She," Naruto said as he blinked. "The mother, the woman you're going to impregnate," Akio said. "Impregnate? What are you girls thinking? I'm not going to do that," Naruto yelled. "Oh, sorry, I assume," Akio muttered. "Can we please end this discussion?" said Naruto. "Before I leave, let's have a look at your patios," said Naruto. With that, he started to inspect the patio cards along with the girls. The cards are nearly identical to those that they had with Negi, but it had two additions on it. Yuna had twin rings bearing the kanji for magic. Akira had twin rings bearing the kanji for cloud. More rings like that," Naruto said. "Is there something wrong?" Akira asked. "No, it's just at the beginning, some of my partners receive rings for their elements, giving them perfect control over it. But lately, there have been rings that giving control over types of energy," Naruto explained. "Mana got Sin, that gave her control over yokai. Ku got Body, that gave her control over Kai. Ino got Spirit, which, while I originally thought that it gave her control over mine, but it actually let her control Ryuku. My cousin Karin got Chakra, which gives her control over it. And now Yuna got Magic, which gives her control over Mana." "I see. Quite interesting," said Luna. "We will talk about this later, but for now, I need to finish my business in this time period," Naruto said. "You will be able to see through my eyes if you wish, but do give me some privacy at times." As they all sink into shadows and re-emerge in the castle. This floor have a few free rooms with the others already being taken by the other girls. Be free to decorate it as you wish. But remember that you won't be here for long, he said, as he then returned to the real world. He looked outside and saw that there was a couple more hours before sunlight, so he teleported directly to his location that he had seen only in the Kyuubi's memory. Uzu, appearing among the memories, he paused as he saw the ruins of Uzu. Everything was destroyed. As he shook his head, he then activated his Byakugan. He then started to inspect the landscape, including the underground. It took over an hour with about 100 shadow clones spread out, but eventually, he finally found the perfect location to plant the seed. He dismissed all of the clones and left two behind as he teleported there with them. "You know what to do," he said, as the both of them went through about 12 hand signs at the same time. They then slammed their hands on the ground, pouring out insane amount of chakra. Moments later, the chakra took the shape of a transparent cylinder that was underground, with only half a meter above ground. With his eyes activated, Naruto could clearly see that it went down about 10 kilometers, before ending with a close, tab, just like the upper side. He then threw a pebble through the barrier, as he was pleased when it entered, but it did not leave the barrier as well. A quick blade of wind showed that it was true for energy attack as well. Things can go in, but they won't fly through the other side. As he smirked, he then started chant. After finishing his chant, Naruto unleashed a devastating spell inside of the barrier. As soon as it touched the ground inside, it exploded as a lot of dust was raised up. Naruto then placed his hand on top of the barrier as he stabilized it. After about 20 seconds, it was over and the dust started settling inside the barrier. Alright, raise it so I can plant the seed inside. The clones then nodded as they went through hand sign as the barrier started to move upwards faster and faster and faster until it was completely above ground, leaving behind a perfect shape in the ground. Naruto then took out a seal from his pocket as he wiped some blood on it, as an orb about the size of his hand appeared. It seemed to be made of a very thin glass. It was also covered in seals, runes, symbols, and magic circles. But inside was empty. But you have to look extremely close as you would notice the small, transparent pellet inside of it. Without another word, Naruto wiped some of his blood on the orb as he dropped it into the hole. Several seconds later, when he was sure that it hit the bottom, he formed some hand signs. He then motioned for the clones to put the cylinder back. They did so, but as soon as the cylinder touched the orb at the bottom, it disappeared. With that, Naruto dismissed the clone as he teleported away, appearing at the border of the Rain Village. "Naruto-san," said Luna. "It's just Naruto," said Naruto, as he was moving closer and closer to the hidden Rain Village. "Okay, Naruto," Luna said. "What exactly did you do and bury back there?" "Tell me, have you ever heard of the first Hokage's necklace?" said Naruto. "Yes, vaguely. I believe it's a rare chakra crystal," Luna said. "Yes, it's a unique crystal. The first Hokage's wife, Mito, created it from her special chakra that had the power to subdue bijoos," Naruto explained. "So, that was it?" asked Yuna. "No, that was a special combination of seals that will absorb all the energy from the environment and crystallize it," Naruto revealed. "So you're making another chakra crystal that can subdue bijuu?" Akira asked. "No, what I'm making is more of a power source, to be honest. Over a decade of gathered energy, it should be quite powerful," Naruto said. "I see. May I ask where you're heading now?" Luna asked. "I'm just heading to deliver a warning and confront one of my dangerous enemies, possibly even recover a piece of the Great Grandmaster Key," said Naruto. "But the key was destroyed," Luna said. "Sorry to disappoint you, but it wasn't. It was broken into pieces. A piece is sealed inside of every other bijuu except for the Kyuubi, and the final piece is sealed inside of my enemy," Naruto said. "Does he or she know of it?" Luna asked. "I doubt it. I believe Madara Uchiha, who made the Kyuubi attack Konoha, was the one who sealed it inside of my enemy when he was young. You see, this guy has developed the Rinnegan because of that fragment and has recently stated that he is a god." With that, Naruto rolled his eyes. "Infinite ego, the first sign of the key," said Luna. "Yeah, indeed. Anyway, I will try to remove it without him knowing," Naruto said. "I see. Good luck then. I will let you focus on your task," Luna said, ending the conversation. It took him over an hour, but he eventually arrived near the Rain Village, where he was forced to stop. "That rain," Naruto whispered to himself, "is full of chakra, a area detection ninjutsu. How sneaky, Nagato. This way you can find out if anyone entered your village. No wonder you caught a man like Hanzo off guard." "Can you sneak in?" Akira asked. It will be tricky. If it was a regular sensor, I could just use my magic cancel, but..." "Wait, you have magic cancel too?" Luna asked in shock. "Yes, and the others as well. Now, as I was saying, I cannot use my magic cancel because Nagato will notice that his chakra is being erased." "Any ideas?" he asked. "You could try and imitate his chakra signature." "Brilliant," said Naruto. As he started to copy the chakra, the process was slow and steady, as he could not afford to steal a big amount of chakra. After about an hour, he got the chakra as he started to coat it over his body. So he wouldn't be sensed, it would just be like the chakra is moving around. With that, he dashed through the chakra rain as fast as his legs could take him. Naruto, how much weight did you have on? Akira asked. About 11,000 pounds, Naruto said, as all of the girls went silent. Naruto then started a scan around the Hinarain village. Sneaking inside the village was not hard because he was a blur for most of the ninjas as they could not see him. He then saw that the rain stopped. It seemed like Nagato did not have the chakra reserves to continue his jutsu forever. It was then that Naruto saw her, a 19-year-old Konan. She was in the middle of torturing a Chunin for information his partner, already dead from one too many paper cuts. Making sure that his new black cloak was hiding him, Naruto appeared in front of her as she dropped the body of her newest victim. Hello Konan, I was looking all over for you, he said, in a distorted voice. As he expected, a few dozen paper shuriken was aimed at his neck and his heart. He was not hit, however, as it was just an after image, as Konan used Sun's shin as she got to a higher ground. As Naruto appeared behind her, she pulled a kunai and tried to stab him, but Naruto slapped away her hand as he pulled a senbon needle and pierced it in her neck, making her body go numb. As he quickly caught her before she fell off the building, as he brought her to a dark alley, as he was looking straight into her eyes. As her entire body was numb, but she could still talk. She couldn't move though. That was pretty reckless for you, Konan. You could have drawn Hanzo attention, Naruto said. Truly reckless. You're not getting anything out of me, so you might as well go ahead with it and rape me and get it over with, Konan said. Rape you? Naruto said. Sorry, if I'm not living up to your expectations, but that is not something I do to my enemies, even if they are beautiful as you. As he pushed away the hair that was covering her forehead, as he used the skin-to-skin contact to dive into her recent memories, and a few connected to her surface thinking. Thus he found the current base of the Akatsuki, Nagato's secret chamber, how to enter, and that he has recently gained a third body for his paths. He also saw Kumo Nin trying to rape her just a few days before she met Yahiko. She was also kind of angry at Nagato for the way he was using Yahiko's body as a puppet, as he felt the anger off of her, as because they were contact, Naruto's eyes flashed with a golden star in his eyes. What do you want? Konan asked. I don't want anything. I only come to deliver a warning and also make you an offer, he said. The Rinnegan is a dangerous tool. Like its less evolved form, the Mangekyou Sharingan, if used too frequently, it may lead to madness. Stretching one's spirit could make it worse. Your friend has already started making decisions that you wouldn't have made before. So you want me to betray him and join Hanzo? Is that it? Konan asked angrily. Hanzo is no longer the great man that named the Sanins, Naruto said. His death would be beneficial if a bigger tyrant would have not replaced him. What I want you to do is anger your friend's sanity. I have doubts that he can still be safe, but I could be wrong. However, he said, if you decide in the future that he cannot be saved, join my side when we meet, and I will help you put him to peace. That will never happen, Konan said in a shout. Let's see you say that after your friend killed innocents to make himself seem feared. Naruto then reached out for the senbon in her neck. You will remember this conversation, but you will be unable to tell it to others. As he then removed the senbon and then disappeared in a flash of speed. What was that about? Yuna asked. What do you mean? Naruto asked. You were practically telling her to join you, and then you would protect her? Yuna said. Oh, I just promised Jiraiya and my godfather and her former sensei that I would give her a chance. Now that I've met her, she's not as bad as the rumors said she is. Still, what would your girlfriend say if she heard you flirting with her like that? Which girlfriend? Said Naruto. I have quite a few. Some of your friends are even amongst them. Who? The 5 girls said. Well, there is Eva, Asuna, Kyubey, Chao, Kazumi, Ku, Mana. Yeah, those guys are mostly your friends, said Naruto. You? You're dating Eva? How did you get with her? Maki asked in shock. Well, Eva and I have quite a few things in common, such as being shunned for things that we could not control. You get the picture? It was easy to relate. That's the more less interested part though. We're more attracted to each other by our similar personalities. And of course, there is the sex. Naruto ended the discussion there, leaving the five girls to think about his words. Several minutes later, Naruto was sneaking through the base of the Akatsuki. He soon found Nagato in a chamber and saw that he was busy modifying his new vessel and wasn't paying too much attention. As Naruto chanted in his mind, as he then released a mist in the room, as it hit Nagato pretty fast. Kiri missed Jutsu? Nagato thought, as he fell down flat on the table. Nice, said Naruto. Now, if I was a maniac Uchiha, where would I seal part of the key in order to rule the world? You're seriously thinking about this? Yuna asked in disbelief. Hey, that was private, said Naruto. And yes, I am thinking that. Because while it is easy to hide the seal and place a genjutsu on it, the Rinnegan is better than the Mangekyou Sharingan, and he could see through that genjutsu, so it must be in a place where he wouldn't notice. This guy was raised by Jiraiya, a seal master for a few years. If it was noticeable, he would have detected and find it out already, said Naruto. Under the hair, perhaps, said Luna. The Rinnegan of his past would have seen the seal, said Naruto, as his eyes then went wide. Unless it was masked by Nagato's chakra, and the only way for that would be as Naruto activated his Byakugan, as he stared at Nagato's skull. As he then frowned, he then activated Byakugan with the eternal Mangekyou Sharingan, as he finally got a result, even if it was small. Finally, said Naruto. What is that? AKO asked, sounding a bit sick as she could see his brain so close. On top of Nagato's skull, a very thin seal was drawn. What made it so unnoticeable was that it was overlapping the chakra coils inside of his head, giving off the signal that it was his chakra, nothing different. Girls, can I ask you a big favor, said Naruto. Depends, said Luna. Please don't tell the others what I'm about to do, Naruto said as he started to gather Ryuko from the surroundings. What are you going to do? Luna asked. Naruto did not answer as he needed complete focus for this, as he was maintaining Yokai and Ryuko at the same time, as he located the both energy in both of his eyes. But there was a bad reaction. Oh my god, your eyes exploded, said Luna, as the others collapsed. Yes, I noticed that when I stopped seeing, said Naruto, as he started to focus, as his eyes started to regenerate. It only took 20 seconds as he opened his eyes once again. Well, that worked better than I was expecting. You're kidding, right? Akira asked. No, it could have been far worse, said Naruto. But it also gave me something new. As he materialized a mirror and looked into it, it seems like all of the power was rushing towards his eye. They combined the Mangekyou and also the Byakugan, giving him something new. As he looked at his eyes, there was 3 circles in his eyes. 2 Tomo was in each of the circles. Well, at least it looked cool, Yuna said. Yeah, totally worth the pain, Naruto said. Now, back to business. As he saw that his eyes exploded outwards, so he made a clone to clean it up. As he started to focus back on Nagato's head. Now we're talking, said Naruto, as he could see the smallest details of the seal. By the time the clone finished cleaning, he already finished drawing the seal. From there it took 5 more minutes how to learn to remove the contents without taking off the seal. 5 minutes later, he removed the orb. So, what are you going to do with it? Luna asked. Heads up, said Naruto, as he absorbed the orb. Ow, that was mean, said Maki. Stop crying, said Naruto. That weighed less than a water balloon. As he then checked the room one more time. He was about to leave when he thought about something. He placed his hand on Nagato's forehead and tried to read his memories, but there was numerous barriers in the air. He then noticed Nagato start to move a bit as he quickly sank into his shadow. A minute later, Nagato woke up as he checked the entire room, but nothing was off. So he came to the conclusion that he merely fell asleep because of his many hours non-stop. As Naruto reappeared near the hideout, "Where to now?" Akio asked as she woke up, seeing that she fainted when her eyes exploded. "Home," said Naruto, as the watch came in his eye as he was engulfed by a bright light. He was once again being tossed in the time power, but this time it was more stronger as he channeled all of his four energies, but it wasn't enough. He could sense the beacon that Eva, Chow and Negi created as they had agreed beforehand, but he could not reach them. He was being pushed further and further as the spear started to fade, exposing Naruto's feet to the time power. As a lot of crap was happening, they were turning into dust as they got old and then they turned into feet of toddlers. Naruto, what's going on? Akira asked in panic. Something is preventing us from reaching our destination. It's trying to destroy me. I think it has something to do with me taking you guys and that key fragment along for the ride. Are we going to die? Luna asked. There is no way in hell that I will allow that to happen, said Naruto. Whatever God is messing with me, you will regret it dearly. No one screw that fool hen and get away with it, he screamed. As Naruto started to chant as his voice turned demonic. As Naruto finished his spell, things started to flash before his eyes. The Light Maker getting defeated by Negi. The creation of the Jubi, as Naruto noticed the Grandmaster key crack. The sealing of the Jubi inside of a red-haired woman who gained purplish eyes with ripple pattern. The splitting of the Jubi into the 9 bijuus. The orb cracking, Madara using it as it broke in two, and finally his birth. But the time went on as he saw everyone, him freeing them from the crystal. He then saw he was standing in front of a person. They were wearing a black cloak. They had the Grandmaster key in their hand. And Naruto's body was being disintegrated as he was screaming. As Naruto finally snapped back open his eyes, as Negi, Eva and Chow was looking at him. Naruto, are you okay? Eva asked. Sorry Eva, I was lost in thought, said Naruto. How did it go? Negi asked. What happened? It went well, and we were right, the Shinigami was the one who took their souls, but I stopped it. And my father is indeed responsible for the Shinigami hand being in my gut. As for what I did, I planted a seed for a powerful energy crystal that will take years to fully develop. I also recovered the key fragment within Nagato. I cover my tracks so he shouldn't notice any difference between 2 to 3 years from now. I also deliver a warning to Konan that Nagato was going nuts since Jiraiya begged me. She's surprisingly a nice girl, Naruto said. Talk about busy, said Negi with a chuckle. Yeah, I was having some trouble get back, but I used a spell, temporal relocation, and it took me home, he confessed. I see. So it was either the girls or the key fragment, Chow said. Or both, Negi added. Yeah, I'm kinda tired. Let's get home, said Naruto. Didn't you want to scare Konoha first? The Kyuubi festival is in full swing, said Eva. Oh yeah, right, Naruto said as he took a scroll from his pocket. As he pulled it, there was a complex seal on it as he raised it into the sky. A huge red flame erupted into the sky as it changed shape and turned into the Kyuubi. As he heard everyone scream, but it then exploded like a huge firework. Nice, said Chow. Thanks, said Naruto, as all of them went home. That night, after the reunion, Naruto went to sleep with one thing on his mind: sever the connection with the Shinigami, if it's the last thing he did, because that thing he saw when he was being disintegrated in front of that thing, in that black cloak, he couldn't even see what it was clearly. Was it the future? Time skip. After Naruto returned home, everyone was angry again, seeing that he locked himself away in another sphere, preventing anyone from entering, and you couldn't see anything inside. It was modeled after his mindscape. 1 minute out here was an hour inside. So far, he was missing for a week, which means 420 days he has spent in a sphere, over a year. When finally the week had passed, Seiyu was standing at the sphere as Naruto suddenly materialized. Naruto-san. Oh, hey Seiyu. What are you doing here? Naruto said. Waiting for you to come out. You've been in there for over a week, Seiyu said. Yeah, I know. I had a lot of things to do, Naruto said. Such as? Seiyu asked. Wouldn't it be better if I told everyone at the same time? Said Naruto. Fine, let's go, said Seiyu. 10 minutes later, all of them were staring at Naruto as they wanted answers. Well, for starters, I should tell you, in my trip, when I was coming back, I was being messed with by some force. and I had flashes from some different timelines of Mundus Magicus and my whole life, even Madara and the Kyuubi, and my future. And why didn't you tell us this? Asked Eva. Because it wasn't complete. It was just flashes, Naruto said. But the thing is, I saw myself being disintegrated with someone standing in front of me. And I think it was the light maker, as everyone gasped in shock. But guys, in the end of this episode right here, if you want to see the next part of this, you know what to do. Like, subscribe, comment down below, and turn that bell notification to stay posted. Remember to share all of your friends in your social media platform. But for now, I'm out of here, guys. Peace.